All right, anatomy students, going to make a quick little video here. Have my two heart models and going to make a little review video to hopefully help you prepare for not only the test on the cardiovascular system, but for also the sheep heart dissection and the lab practical that will come with that. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, right here, I have a model of the heart. And we are going to discuss first the major arteries, and then we'll get to the inside and talk about the important structures, the chambers of the heart on the inside. But let's begin with the outer markings. So there's a groove right here that runs along, starts at the back, and you can see this large vein right here bringing oxygen poor blood back to this chamber of the heart, and it runs right along here. What groove are we going to call this? That is going to extend, and it will come down the back of the heart into this groove here, and it will also be marked by this deep groove right here on the front. All right, so you have this large one in the back that will fork into this large groove that will hold the large arterial blood vessels on the back of the heart, and this large groove that will house the large blood vessels on the front of the heart. This also marks the divider line between the right and the left-hand side of the heart. So those are your first three questions there. Next, we have this large blue artery right here. This is going to be taking oxygen poor blood away from the heart. Okay, and it's going to fork, and here's your hint, it's going to go to the lungs. So what do we call this large artery right here? While we're on the color blue, let's move over to this large blood vessel. This is a vein. It is bringing oxygen poor blood back to the heart, and it's going to empty into this chamber. What is this large vein? And if we look underneath, here we see its younger brother, the large vein bringing oxygen poor back from the bottom half of the body into the heart. Next, we're going to talk about the big artery, the largest artery that is coming off of the heart, and that is this big red one right here. This one, as you can see, here's your hint, it will make this arch. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, know what I mean? And it is carrying oxygen-rich blood to go off to all parts of the body. And if we turn the heart around and we look at the back, we see these two red veins. These are bringing oxygen-rich blood back from each lung. We see two here, and the other two are right there. What do we call those veins? All right, so that should cover the external features and major blood vessels on the heart. So let's work with going to the inside. So I'm going to switch models because the smaller model has a little bit better structures on the inside. So first, before we get there, this is if the heart were in my chest, it would be facing you this way. So which chamber are we going to see up here? What chamber is going to be down here on this side? What chamber is going to be up here on this side? And which chamber is down here and is going to include the apex or the bottom point of the heart? So those are the chambers from the outside. Let's go inside. So here we are on the inside of the heart. And we can see the inside of this chamber. This large blue vein is going to empty into this chamber. All right, what chamber is this? Blood is going to leave this chamber and go through this valve into this lower chamber down here. And what valve is this going to be? And then what chamber is this going to be down here. Also, we have this large divider wall of muscle in between this side and this side of the heart. What are we going to call this structure? We come over here to the other side. We can see this chamber up on top on this side. And if you look inside, you can see the two red openings there and the two red openings on the inside there. They're going to indicate what veins are emptying into this chamber. So this chamber would be the what? And it will then force blood through this valve that leads to this large bottom chamber down here. So what is this valve and what is this chamber down here? Now, come back over to this side. This chamber at the bottom, when it contracts, it's going to send blood up and through this valve that is at the base of this large blue artery right here. So what is this valve? And then what is this large blue artery? Let's go back over to the other side. This chamber is going to contract, and it's going to send blood up and through that valve at the base of this big red artery right here. So this chamber sends blood up through this. Let me get a better pointer. Up through this valve right there. As you can see past my finger right there at the wood pointer. And that's going to come up and go through this large artery right here. So again, what is that valve at the base of this large artery, and what is this large artery? All right. Hopefully that will be it for the structures of the heart, and that will help you review for your test and Sheep Heart Lab Practical. Thanks for watching.